right
Welcome
now?
to the show. We're live, dog.
Gosh.
We're live. Welcome to Loser Leaves Wrestling. My name is Red Jefferson. I'm here with Roy Hammer.
Holy cow. We're coming in hot tonight. We got to, I'm drinking oregano tea right now to try to stop my cough. I'm going for it.
Cough's still there, huh?
Yeah, and I pulled a muscle in my rib cage from coughing so hard. So I got my DDP. My ribs are taped up like DDP.
Oh, sick.
In the
Smart.
90s, and I'm ready to go. And I'm coming in hot.
You should tape ice to your stomach.
I almost did that earlier.
Saran wrap it, not tape. Saran wrap.
Saran wrap. Yeah, I've got the whatever. Can we start hot?
Yeah, we're hot, dog. We're hot.
Can you bang the gavel? Quarters in session, real quick.
Squirrel! Oh, shit. I had all these squirrel sound effects ready to go.
I saw a squirrel. I don't like this.
Oh my God!
Squirrel! I don't want that.
All right.
Wait, one last one.
Hey, get that squirrel off my dick. He knows he's not allowed to come on my dick.
All right.
I think that's a flight of the Conchords.
That's not the banging of the gavel. For
I haven't loaded up the.
Okay.
We got hammers. Hammer's Court?
Yeah, Hammer's Court is in session for just a moment. I'm coming in hot. I got a rant. I got to get this off my chest. Thank you. Hey, wrestling fans. You probably spent a lot of money to sit in the first 2 or 3 rows camera side. I don't need you to bring your wrestling agenda to my television. You leave your Cornette signs, your Meltzer signs. You leave all of that stuff at home. Just come and watch a wrestling show. Okay? Yeah, Hammer's Court is in session.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just saying, I don't need like a Meltzer is scared of Cornette's mama. Like, I don't need any of that on my television. I saw that. I was like, Meltzer is scared of Cornette or something like that. And then there's like, when people put their Twitter handles on signs, put little kids in the front row. Well, I want to see little kids enjoying wrestling. I want to see families enjoying wrestling. I don't want to see dumb people, dumb white dudes my age in Cody Rhodes t-shirts with fucking giant signs about Jim Cornette or busted open radio or any of that shit.
The minute they start making ringside seats that are affordable to kids, great.
Yeah, good point. Well, families, come on,
and
Dad.
Honestly, though, I'm actually full support of controversial signs, but controversial ones. I'm fine with like, oh, Cornette eats dick or Cornette's mom is fucking sick or whatever.
Or like Meltzer's a weirdo. Fine. Or even like book Ricky Starks better. Like, give me something like that. That's fine. But don't just like give me your Twitter handle. Like, don't give me this bullshit. Like, and also, by the way, this should be wrestling etiquette, and I gotta say, the one time I got that ticket to sit front row at Raw, there was a security guard at the front row the whole time, making sure that everyone was sitting down the whole time. People in the front row need to sit down so people behind them can watch the show.
Can't we all enjoy the show here? Can't we all just sit down for a second?
I put this cardigan on because I was cold, but now I'm
Now you're fired up. I get it. We have so many comments. Brett Turb's in the chat. LLW. This show ruled. It was sicker than Hammer.
Turby, sick. That was good. That's good.
That was good.
Turby agrees with me.
These are our sickos. Remember, that's our team.
Yeah, those are our sickos.
Mose writes, not sure how to feel about tonight. Happy to be here though, and we're happy you're here, Mose.
Happy you're here also.
We're happy you're here, Mose.
Hey, get that squirrel off my dick. He knows he's not allowed to come on my dick.
Tony's in the chat.
Tony.
Boom.
Oh my God.
That main event was missing light tubes. Sure.
It kind of was a little bit.
I have so many thoughts on tonight.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Meta Sunbro, we haven't seen you in a while.
Oh.
Thank you, my friend.
Writes the face of it, Kingston at the end of the show. Lol. Yeah, when they had that awkward little fight moment.
I feel like he might have also been like, "Get the fuck back here," or something like. He might have
upset.
Screamed something. Yeah.
He was so upset. He was so upset with how that went around.
Yeah.
John Buseman's here.
Yes.
Wow, you're so dominant.
Buse writes, I didn't notice any signs tonight. Just a dude eating popcorn. There's this one funny part. We're going to get to it, but Brian Pillman shoves his chest in some guy's face. I can't wait to talk about it. Turb says, I don't know if that show really was as good as I think it was, or if after hate watching Raw Monday, this seemed like wrestling heaven. Either way, I had a great time. I had a great time too. But I don't think it was a good show.
I think it was a good show. I think it could have been better.
Fun.
I like the first hour more than the second hour.
Yes.
9 times out of
usual.
7 times out of 10, The first hour is better than the second hour.
Now it's becoming that JR is the bringer of doom. Like it's almost like his music hits and it's like show kind of sucks now.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Bleak is in the chat. Bleak writes, Jade Cargill flips someone off in the crowd over a sign, I guess. Probably.
That too.
Or they're just talking shit, but I'm glad she did it. We should talk
Dupree
about...
was in the crowd. What? Yeah. We should go.
We should get into this. By the way, I'm drinking Roy's having a tea, and I'm having a protein creatine shake.
I love it.
I'm trying to. Yeah, it's so hot here that I can't have the air conditioning on and do this. So I hope you're enjoying the sacrifices. Smash the smash button. Smash the smash button. Thank you all so much for joining us. Follow us everywhere at Loser Leaves Wrestling. Let's start talking about tonight, right?
Let's get into it.
It's the old music's back.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God. Nice try. Nice try. Didn't work.
Nice try, TK. Just try to trick us. But it's Shark Week. It's going to be Shark Week. Or is it Shark Week or is it Shark Week next week?
Shark Week starts Sunday.
Okay.
I noticed a lot of
The Rock.
A lot of The Rock and a lot of Shark stuff, but the ring still exactly the same. Didn't change the rope color. Didn't do anything there. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, it's Fyter Fest. Why would you change anything?
Right. Why would you change anything?
Why would you change anything for the fans? Brett writes, I'm crushing some dues. Bev check in the chat. Bev check.
Bev check.
We need a dues with a do, but here.
Daddy, chill.
That's for you.
That's for Andy. We're dedicating your due intake to Andy Mack.
Andy Mack. Rest in peace, Andy Mack. He's not dead.
He's doing okay. He's in Jersey.
He's doing great. Oh, is he?
Actually, he never got COVID, so he's doing great.
Good for him. But with our first match of the night, Brodie King versus Darby Allin. Roy, what'd you think of this match?
I like this match a lot. I really did. I have some conspiracy theories around why Darby hasn't won a singles match in like 16 months. But as a match, I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was really good. These two clearly work really well together. And it's kind of probably going in the direction of some type of tag team or six-man. I like the mystery at the end. I thought these two... I just love when Darby fights a big guy because the offense is always... There's always something new. And I think Brodie King has the ability to be the best big man in AEW.
Yeah, let's talk about some of this. Because Darby Allin, his matches... Every single one of his matches tells a great story.
Yeah.
Tells a great story. He's always, and he's smart. He has smart comebacks. Like we have by the way, I also wrote, I worry for Darby, just for the general, usual thing.
Yeah.
We have that real cool spot where Brody picks him up by his neck with one hand against the post. Mm-hmm. Amazing. These two work really well together and they have a lot of cool spots that they're just waiting to show.
Yeah. They're clearly pals. They clearly trust each other a lot. And it shows, like you said. There's
this one spot where he's getting up from the apron and he wraps his belt around his feet and pulls him over. I've seen him do it before, but I just love it. I think it's great.
So
I think he did the Brian Cage. Look
better here.
Yeah, much better. I like Brodie King's barks.
Yeah.
I'm liking it. I'm liking that. I think that's fun. And then we get a hangman sleeper off the side and then the 10 count. But right before the 10 count, he gets up at 9.
Yeah, sure.
I think they should get rid of the 10 count of the ring.
I think it should be 20.
I think it should be gone. There's no point in it.
Well,
you have to pin in the ring.
Yeah.
Because it's really stupid that no one's ever lost from it in AEW ever.
Yeah,
and they've always gotten in at 9. It's never been a case anything less. It's either they get in at 3 or 9.
Yeah. It's funny because like I tend to just go with it, go along with the flow, go with it. But there was a moment last week in the tag match, in the 3-way tag match main event, where Rick Knox goes down. There was a ref bump. They get the title out, and I just didn't care because it's like no one's ever lost from a disqualification. So what difference does it make?
Doesn't matter.
We're starting to see 3 years into this company that there is some value in a disqualification or count out once a month.
Yeah,
something.
Hell, once a quarter, once every 6 months, just once.
Right.
Once a year. That's all
once a year. Yeah, let's start with once a year and see how it goes.
But they could still do it once a decade. Let's wait 7 years, see what happens. Who knows?
There has been a count out loss. There has been. But it's a gimmick.
Double count out?
No, it was the MJF thing. I think MJF lost via count out. But
because
again,
MJF is smart.
Well, that's a gimmick, but it's not. It just needs to happen in a regular match, not in like a setup.
Then we get the Gonzo bomb for the win there, which is a beautiful move and honestly very scary.
Yeah. I thought he hit his head at first, and then I realized he put his hands down and his arms hit the mat, and it looked just so sick.
Looks great. And because his body's so gooey,
it's a noodle.
It works so good. Then he locks in the sleeper, and Sting slowly walks out while his friend is in the sleeper unconscious. He does a death drop in the dark to Brodie King, apparently. But the lights go out, and when they come back on, you're waiting for Malachi Black. Where is he going to show up? Nice. And him and Sting are just staring at each other.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Really?
Because they're both lights out, lights on people. Yeah. And why would you can't sneak up on Sting? No. You could never sneak up on Sting. You could fool Sting. Yeah. But you can't sneak up on Sting. Sneak up on him. Yeah. And then we get a stare down, and then we get a spit in the mist.
Yeah.
The mist
Which
in the face.
I thought
and the
at
sleeper.
first just got in Sting's mouth. Like I thought he just spit in Sting's mouth at first, but it got Brody, so it had to have gotten Sting's eyes.
I don't know why they needed to do both of those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but fine if you're going to do both of those things. Why at the same time? Right. Like at least get one in, so he's like fighting it off, and he's like hulking out of it, and then he gets spewed, or the vice versa, spewed and then he gets hit. Doing it at the same time was a lot of poor timing tonight. A lot of poor timing.
Just a lot.
And then we get that, and then Miro comes out. I feel like this show could be easily described as overbooked.
I like the Miro.
Overproduced.
The Miro
this
part
feels
makes
like
a lot of sense.
This feels like the knockout season finale one. It feels like there's just too much going on, and the crowd's just like, what is
Tony
happening?
Khan invited all of his friends to come do this show, and he needed to find a spot for all of them.
Yeah, and we put every single person that was nice to us.
Yeah. Includes you, John.
No, John. Well, John was a pal, but we had a lot of people. In that show.
We did. We still have that footage of that show.
We do still have the footage. But yeah, so Miro comes out with sunglasses, and he just stares
with an eye patch.
Was it an eye patch?
He had an eye patch behind his sunglasses.
That's dumb.
But it was like a piece of cotton because he got missed.
Why doesn't he?
This is
why can't
good.
we see that?
Why did you think this wasn't good? I thought this was good.
The sunglasses were so distracting.
But you could see, if you look at the sunglasses, you can see that you can see one of his eyes and you can't see the other eye.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But why have the sunglasses?
Well, it's, we're alluding to it.
We're alluding to what?
Because here's the thing, right? Let's
what are we alluding to?
Back up.
It's a storyline.
Yeah, well, let's back up for a second. Let's talk about this. All of the guys who've gotten the black mist immediately wear the eye patch and come out looking like that. But Miro, in his promos leading up to this moment, have said that, he doesn't know. He's like, are you trying to fuck with me? Or are you trying to get me to join you? Because I could go either way. And Miro's wearing the sunglasses because he doesn't want to give him the satisfaction that he's got this eye gimmick on. And, Malachi smiles at him. And he's like, I don't know. What are you thinking? And Miro's like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. You're doing an awful lot of wrestling. You're doing an awful lot of wrestler lawyering in this one. You really want me to like this one.
We'll get to the wrestling lawyer in a minute.
We'll see how it is. I'm being patient. I think the sunglasses were stupid, and I thought there was just too much going on there.
What's the chat think?
Let's see. Oh my God. Brett says they really should have hired Stone Cold Shark Boy to make an appearance tonight just to set the mood.
Shit.
100%. Yeah. Well, you saw in Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt's thing, they were doing.
Yeah.
They were doing the Shark Boy sign. Brett says, I love Shark Boy. We all love Shark Boy. Yeah, we all love Stone Cold Shark Boy. Brett says, I wish they would break up Darby and Sting. It's such a bland relationship. Pair him with someone that can hang with him instead of Grandpa Sting.
Wow. What? Brett.
Hold on. Let's hear.
Out.
Let me play devil's advocate for Turbs here. I think they do need to break up. I don't like the Grandpa Sting comment because Sting is pretty cool.
This is the best Sting has been.
This is the best thing. But I do think that something needs to happen because right now, it was helping Darby for a while. It's not helping Darby anymore. He's his kid brother now. He's like, this is like a little runt Darby, but I am the real deal. I'm Sting. It feels like he's the bigger person. He is the bigger person, but it feels like he's now, because he's now doing crazy things. The crowd's behind him. It's like the people want to see him more than Darby.
I think that might be true. And I think this was probably not the original plan, but I don't think anybody thought that Sting was going to do as well as Sting has done. And you need to kind of ride the Sting wave a little bit longer because you can always cook Darby back up. Yeah. But I have a crackpot theory.
Give it to me.
A rogue crackpot theory. Darby's got some Legos breaking, right?
Yeah, I thought crackpot, like cracked.
That's good. No,
I don't know. It was like a pot pieces crumbling.
I love it. I'm never going to question your soundboard choices.
I was about to do one that was just
Darby's got some allegations against him. They're unsubstantiated necessarily. I don't know if there's a lot of proof to it, but he's got some speaking out allegations.
Really?
Yeah.
I may have heard this, but I thought that was like a weird rumor that was on MTV or something. Like he was on an MTV show.
Well, no, he was on
like Sex Pests or something.
In the ER. He was on that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Sex Pests.
He had at least one woman come out and say that he was emotionally emotionally abusive towards her while they were dating. And look, again, it's not good. It's been around forever. And if something was going to happen, it probably would have already happened. But I just wonder if Tony Khan's like, people like this guy. I like him. I want to keep him on TV. But he's going to kind of get the 1996 Triple H treatment where he's going to lose a lot for a while. And then eventually we'll build him up. I don't know. That's a complete crackpot theory. I have no idea.
But we're going to have to wait and see. We got Mose here writes, Coors Light times 7. Jesus, Mose.
That's a lot of
but he needed to get through this night, and I get it, Mose. Sting versus Black seems lopsided as hell. It's but I would like that match. Yes, I want that match. And that seems like a cool fucking match. Let it be spooky. Brett writes the Brodie King finisher was crazy. I've probably not been paying attention, but I swear that's the first time I've seen him do that. I've seen him do it. I've seen video. I've never seen him do it live. I think it's the first time he did on TV.
He did it. He did it at some point. I don't remember. I think he did it in that Battle Royal at some point. I think. But this was the best one I've ever seen.
It was beautiful. Yeah. Buseman writes, Watermelon Waterloo.
Nice.
What's that?
It's a seltzer.
Oh, hell yeah, dog. Oh, we're all talking about our drinks.
Yeah, Bev Check.
That's why they're doing Bev Check.
Bev Check.
Oh, man. I didn't understand what Bev Check meant. Oh, Bev.
Beverage check.
Oh, yeah, Watermelon Waterloo. Hell yeah, dog. This match rocked. Never seen a Darby match where I didn't think, oh, he's dead, and actually believe it for a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a few times, like Darby was barely getting up, and Brody just muscled him into a wall. Or something along those lines.
The Tree of Woe into the cannonball, and Darby sat up.
The Tree of Woe into the cannonball, and then the cannon, like him on his back, cannonball. Brody's doing great. We're very happy for both of them. We have to move on, Roy. We actually have more comments. Let me get through the comments first. Then Brooklyn Bleak says, when Brodie King spin Darby around and then threw him by the back of his pants into the ropes, made him look like such a kid. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it.
I got distracted by Kip Sabian in that moment.
What?
I got distracted by Kip Sabian clapping.
Kip Sabian. I wrote in the Discord. You can join the Discord if you join the Patreon. You can check it out at the bottom, or just call the hotline. We're fine with
just call the hotline. Come hang out.
Just let us know. But you wrote about Kip Sabian, like you showed a picture of him with the bag on his head, I was just like, lulz. They should release him. And so because the thing is, like, poor guy. I'm sure I don't know him as a wrestler. Honestly, I didn't like what I've seen in AEW, but you seem to like him. Moet seems to like him. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but he's not doing anything here that's going to be good for him ever.
I'm just curious. How do we know? We don't know where this is going. We don't know what's been. He's been doing this for like 6 months. Just sitting in the crowd with a box on his head.
Exactly. It's so been 6 months. Brett says Watermelon Waterloo is a quality spicy water, John. And I think we could all agree with that. Let's get some honking in. Brett says, I wish Miro would have at least said something when he came out. I hate the run out and stare someone down ending. I do too, actually. I don't like it at all. That's another reason I didn't like this is because it just felt you already had Sting just run out. Let us sit in that. Like, let Miro have a thing where he's just in the back and you just see his eye and then you just don't know what he does. I don't like the stare down. I don't think the stare down was necessary.
That's fair. I mean, the announcers were also all over the fact that Miro and Darby have had a lot of history together, and Miro's coming out to help Darby, but Miro never got to the ring. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Tony writes, "Missed for everyone." That's Roy's thing. Mist for everyone. Woodsy the Beast. Did we already say hi?
Woodsy's here. Hey, Woodsy.
Woodsy's here. The black mist should cause wrestlers to wear an all white contact. That's a fit, because if you're thinking about it a lot,
absolutely.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Green mist disorients, purple mist paralyzes, black mist blinds you.
What about red mist?
I forget what red mist does.
So do I.
I don't like red mist. It looks like blood. Let's save that for blood. But I like that idea. They have to wear white contacts. What a punishment.
Yeah.
What a punishment to that, because they suck. Have you ever seen people put in white contacts? Because they're larger than regular contacts, because they have to hide everything. You could have a little bit of the iris showing on blue or green, but you have to get everything out. So they're huge, and they hate that. Brett writes, Sting is a badasser than hell, but let's be honest, guys. He's 2 years away from Sting's last match pay-per-view. Whoa.
That's funny. That's funny. He's actually a decade away from that, but that's fine, Brett.
I have such a comment about we'll talk about the Weekly Wrestle. We'll talk about it in the Weekly Wrestle.
Watch it though?
Yes, I did. I watched
it today.
I have thoughts, but let's talk about the Weekly Wrestle, because we have a whole week to prepare.
Yeah.
I think maybe. Buseman writes, imagine if WWE was on Shark Week channel. It would be a bunch of forced comedy, and here it was just dudes doing promos wearing shark hats. This show was fun. I support it. This was the best. Like, this was a great way to, like, the shark that came out in the middle, and Tess was just like, oh, the freaks me out. Get away from me. I'm afraid it's going to bite me. Like, that's funny.
I really thought that was going to come back into play with like a returning wrestler, like Kenny Omega was in the shark costume.
That'd be pretty fun. But I think, like, honestly, Turbs was right. Shark Boy should have made an appearance.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Hey, he might. Who knows?
Yeah, still,
I'm sure he lives in Atlanta. They're in Georgia. I'm sure
he lives in Atlanta. And then Brett says WWE kinda is on Shark Week. We're getting commercials with The Rock in picture. Well, The Rock is WB. So
that is a really good point. If you look at all of the crossover that they've done, remember when they did a Rick and Morty crossover thing, was they had to advertise, and that was really early. But all they did was like decorate the ring, and like the best friends wrestled, because the best friends are fun and kooky.
But they wrestled in costume, and then they had like cute little things.
Yeah,
there was a lot
there. But that all worked well. Like they didn't do anything weird. Like it works really well. They know how to do it. They really do.
Sean writes, red mist makes you emotionally vulnerable. And then put teary-eyed emoticon. Very good. Very good. You're going to get something here. You're going to get this. Brett says emotionally vulnerable in hell. Oh my God.
There it is.
Joe's in the chat.
Joe's here.
Joe
never sleeps.
Are we talking mist colors or types of kryptons? It's here because there are different types of kryptonite. Sounds like those crazy Superman comics from the 60s and 70s. That's why I love Mist, because it's lore. Mm-hmm. It's lore. And even though it's a little stereotypical, but like, I think only Japanese people should do it. I think it's a part of their wrestling lineage and culture. I think it's theirs. It's theirs. Why are we
it's given to them by someone who, I think it should be passed down. If Malachi Black spoke with Tajiri, and Tajiri was like, 100%, yes, take it.
100%. If Meng said like, here's the potion to do it, or something.
Did Meng ever shoot Mist?
Not Meng. What's his name?
Muda.
Yeah. I knew it was an M sounding one.
Meng doesn't need Mist.
No, he'll bite your nose, the nose in your face. Joe writes, sorry, types of kryptonite. I knew what you were saying. John Buseman writes, Cody was in the shark suit.
He might have been.
And John Buseman says, apology accepted. I'm assuming because I apologize for which part? What did I apologize for?
I don't know.
Was it the drinks?
I think it was the drinks.
Maybe it was the drinks. But I apologize again, just in case. I'm a sorry sack. But we have to continue on, Roy. There's so much to talk about.
That's literally the first segment.
And now this is amazing. This is so amazing that they got this Like, I can't believe they got this person. Tony Schiavone is interviewing the Cole Harder.
Wait. Time out. That happens.
No. Cole Harder.
This happens right now, though?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is much earlier in the show than I thought.
Yeah, the Cole Harder boy.
Do you know who that is?
No, never heard of him in my life. And he got 2 segments on the show.
Yeah,
2 segments and one that was way too long. We're gonna get
which
to
we'll
it.
Talk about.
Then Team Taz comes out and Ricky's just like, I'm gonna fight you for the open challenge, and they're gonna have a match later tonight.
So you know how?
Why do I care about this guy?
You know how you're a huge NXT 2.0 fan.
Oh my god, I'm
biggest one I know.
Yeah, I'm the biggest one.
Well, Tony D'Angelo, you may be familiar since you're Tony D'Angelo's a guy. He wrestles on NXT 2.0.
Angelo Dawkins?
No, Tony D'Angelo. He's got like a mafia gimmick where he's like, "Hey, you got bricks tied to your feet," yeah, whatever. Well, he had two henchmen with him, two like mafiosos, and they were like, Luigi Primo and Luigi Primo 2 or whatever. And
was he one of them?
He got released.
He was one of them. He was a bodyguard or a heater, or
essentially for Tony D'Angelo for like 3 weeks. And that's why when Ricky came in, he said, "You may have been sleeping with the fishes, but now you're swimming with sharks." It's because he was one of the mafia guys. And now I can
never find my fart noise when I want it.
There it is.
There it is. Man, do I hate this kid. Hate him so much. And,
it's funny.
Everyone else hated him as soon as they saw him too.
My partner walked in right as he was entering the ring, and they fucking hated him. And then Ricky came out, and they were like, "Is Ricky just gonna squash this guy?" And I was like, "I fucking hope so."
Hope so. Let's talk about a little bit more. We have to move on a little bit because we need to get through the show. We're burning through the show, Roy.
Yeah.
The Best Friends versus Moxley and Wheeler Yuta.
This was cool.
This was interesting. I wasn't mad at it.
This told a good story.
Yeah, Moxley and Trent chain wrestle a little bit beforehand. I did not realize that Orange Cassidy was on commentary for the first half of this match.
Sure. Well, that's kind of, they talk about it. And if you look, so Regal and Yuta enter, and then Regal like does his usual thing where he looks at Yuta or whoever and then starts to walk, but then he freezes and he's shocked when he walks over there because he sees Orange Cassidy. But, this tells the whole story. Yuta came in with the Best Friends. He lost every match that he had when he was with the Best Friends. And now, look out. And now, Trent, and then, Trent comes back and he's injured. He was injured. Now he's healthy and he hates Yuta. And then Yuta leaves and goes there. So now they're telling the story. And this is the Best Friends' first match on television in a really long time.
Yeah.
And it was good. And the Best Friends are a really good tag team.
I think I figured out why the Best Friends haven't been on. When did Roppongi Vice started becoming a thing? Right around the time that they started promoting Forbidden Door, promoting Forbidden Door. Yeah. And so they're like, yeah, we want to have this kind of crossover. He's a part of the NJPW office or something like that. Yeah. Let's have him be on the show. And we can't have Chuck Taylor just in the background of things, not wrestling or doing anything if his best friend is doing everything, right. Yeah. So they kind of just put him to the side. But it was a good match. I enjoyed it. It was just good. Daniel Garcia is watching in the back.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
The fact that he's watching the TV and then acknowledges the fact that there's a camera watching him is great. That's such a nice little moment. Really smart guy.
And Mox elbows the fuck out of Trent. Yeah. And Trent's just like, back the fuck off.
I loved Moxley's in this match. He was super fucking intense, but he was also like a great tag team partner.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't just like a lone wolf in this match. He was like, this is my buddy. I'm fucking hyped up for the both of us, and I want my buddy to fucking kill everybody.
We get 2 pile drivers to Wheeler Yuta, and he kicks out of them, which I didn't like that. That's a finish.
Do you like his like quick sit pile driver that Chuck does?
Yeah.
I like it too.
I like it too, but like let's I don't know. Like that doesn't kill people, but if you do a spinning elbow, that's gonna kill you to death. Like,
elbow to the temple. Come on.
Oh, dropping you on your head twice?
Yeah, okay.
In a row, but right after each other.
Yeah.
But then we get a wacky roll up from Yuta for the pin. Yeah. And we got Moxley and Yuta winning, which is good.
Yep.
Good use of the Best Friends because they shouldn't win ever. Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah, I mean,
should they like what have they done? What have they done to show that they should win?
Nothing recently, and that's not necessarily their fault. But I think they had one of the best matches in the history of Dynamite. Like they should be in like long-term storylines with tag teams.
I'd like them to make a comeback. You're right. I'm being too harsh.
I'm just saying.
But we do. Redley697 writes, "Who's a fan of AEW's Dustin Rhodes?" being a jerk.
I have an idea for 697 that I'm excited to tell you about later.
I can't wait. Turb says it felt like Ricky Starks was laughing at the NXT drown victim at the end of the promo. Like in real life, the NXT drown victim could not talk. LMAO. Was he a drown victim?
Was he a drown victim? I don't know.
Was that a character in NXT?
I also just assumed that he was this mafia guy. I don't actually know that to be fact.
Yeah. Buse writes, Chuck taught him that. He put in quotations. Orange Cassidy said,
oh, yeah.
Chuck taught him that.
Yeah, when he did the roll-up. That was great. Yeah. I liked that a lot.
That was good. And then Joe writes, agreed, a pile driver should kill someone in any situation. It's not a cool intra-match move or transition move. I don't think so. I think it like Brodie King finished Darby Allin with one. You know, like
he finished with like a super pile driver.
No, but like a pile driver is a finisher. Finisher. That should be like the ultimate, like the never, like a DDT. I understand. I kind of understand because you can't pull all your weight into it. There's a lot of things that can happen, but a pile driver is literally spiking someone. I feel like no matter the situation, that's like a shocking kick out move. And this was a shocking kick out move. It wasn't an intra-match move. I just don't like it for that kind of like that type of false finish. 2 of them in a row. One of them would have been perfect. Okay. Mose writes, need a blow off with Trent versus Yuta. Yeah, I would like a Trent versus Yuta match.
Yeah, if Yuta beats Garcia, it should be for the pure title.
Yeah. Brett writes, they wrote him off NXT by throwing him off a bridge. Laugh my ass off.
Is that
true?
I
didn't know that. Oh, so he is a drowned victim.
He is
sleep with the fishies. You said that. You just wrote that.
Actually doing that. Oh
wow! Do I have any squirrel sound effects?
Squirrel.
I'm working on it. We have to keep moving on though.
My lighting. I felt like
this is great. This is great. This is great, Roy.
All right, great.
Oh my God! Wow, it's like a different show. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Hey.
Wicked sick.
Did we said last week, Buse, that sounds like you?
Oh, it does sound like Buse.
Wicked sick.
Yeah, it does sound like it. But we have to keep moving on, Roy. We got a Ring of Honor promo.
Yeah.
The Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. Is that what it's called?
I believe so. Yes.
And they talk a little bit about Daniel Garcia and Yuta, and then Gresham and Claudio. Excited for the show.
It's gonna be a great show.
Gonna be a great show.
Great show.
Ain't no denying. Then we have the giant shark comes out, and Taz is nervous. Making me nervous.
Whoa, hey. Where'd you come from? Oh,
love that, honestly. But because why I love that so much. Imagine if this was 2 months ago and JR and Tony were there, and then the shark comes out, and they'd be like, JR wouldn't say nothing.
Yeah.
And Tony would be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Yeah. A shark.
It's okay.
It felt like it fell on me.
It's balancing on my TV.
View says that's me. I'm a voice actor. I believe it.
I believe it.
Great voice. Then we get Tony, Schiavone with Swerve in their glory.
Yeah,
but I hated this segment so much because they come out the 2 separate entrance things I like because they're not really team and they're kind of but the splicing up of the music makes Swerve look so secondary.
What are you talking about? He comes out first. It starts his music.
Yeah, he comes out first, and then then he comes out and gets his music the entire way.
But I don't know if it's intentional, but that happens coming to the ring, but leaving the ring, it's Swerve's music that plays out.
Yeah, but no one really remembers what's playing out as much as when they see the whole entrance. That's much more memorable.
I mean, sure, but you remember when Foley had 2 different musics.
Yeah, but that's different because they're both his. But it's both his.
Fair. Every wrestler, not every wrestler, but more wrestlers should have that. I think that's
I would like that. I would like them to have the same like initial noise, you know, like the car crash for Foley and then 2 different songs.
Yeah.
But they come out to different musics, and then Kevin Gates is in the crowd. Who's Kevin Gates?
He's a multi-platinum hip hop artist.
Oh, as said by Excalibur.
Yeah. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, so he's a guy, and they both grabbed the mic from Tony, so Tony did not need to be there.
Actually, I think Keith grabbed the mic from Tony, but Swerve let Tony hold the mic.
Did he?
I think so, and because it stuck out to me that Keith grabbed the mic, because then especially it's supposed to be celebration. I don't know. I understand there's certain wrestling tropes that you just come to accept, like, oh, there's a cake, someone's gonna get hit with that cake, but like try to cover it up a little bit more, you know.
I don't know. It felt amateurish. Then he makes a big deal about taking off his shirt. I didn't even know what it revealed.
It's like the new like tag team champion Swerve in Our Glory t-shirt.
Kind of a lame t-shirt.
Yeah, I wasn't paying too much attention to it.
I didn't care about it. I looked at it and I was just like, it looks boring. Then Smart Mark comes, he says, may their reign be limitless. Nice. And then Smart Mark comes out with Tony Nese. And they got lucky when they won those championship. And they have a petition to get them kicked off or something. And Tony Nese is like, yes, I agree.
He tried some of the cake.
The perfect. And he stuck his finger in. That's fucked up. And then Tony Nese puts fingers in the cake. I wrote that. And then Kevin Gates, they want to fight Kevin Gates or something. We want him to sign it. Yeah. And then they kind of make fun of him, calling it, said they thought he was a different rapper or something like that.
Yeah, the rapper I didn't know.
But then this Kevin Gates fellow legit punches the fuck out of Tony Nese. He grabbed him by his chain and fucking rocked him in the chin.
Yeah.
So hard. It was fucked. And then Smart Mark has a cake in his face.
Look, there's been a lot of cake hits in wrestling. This is one of the best. This Smart Mark wore it.
Yeah, no, he did a good job. I wish that someone hit him after.
Well, I was gonna say, but no one touched him, so he just
like standing there
with
like
cake on his face.
What's going on? I got cake in my eye. Yeah. But yeah, so that was something. And Tony Schiavone ran so fucking fast to the back because he ran back to talk to Silver and Reynolds and Butcher and the Blade. And apparently, John Silver is a big fan of Butch. Butcher. He's the meat man, and so we got him a t-shirt Butch. And then Blade, we got what you want too. It says Butch too, which is kind of funny.
I thought Reynolds' delivery of it says Butch too. It was very funny.
That was fun.
It was very funny.
Then we get an awkward beatdown, and Hangman saves the day.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Still not good use for Hangman.
Not going to Hangman use for any of them.
Treading water. Good
Honestly,
use for Butcher and Blade. They're on TV.
Think so?
Yeah. What else are they gonna do?
Well, I'm just like
until they become the acolytes, the APA, then there's no.
We already know the perfect use for them.
Yeah,
we already know the perfect use for them. They're just Tony Khan is not listening, but he will listen. Yeah. Oh wait, Tony's in the chat.
Tony's in the chat
earlier. Yeah. Tony Khan's
now that crypto has crashed a little bit, the gimmick's a little harder to.
Oh, but then it would be perfect because then it'd be like crypto. They're holding on the crypto. It's not worth anything now. Has crypto crashed?
I don't know. That's what Merkin told me. I don't know.
Ah, damn. I hope my Dogecoin is doing okay. I bought $100 of it. Not $100 of it. 100 shares of it when it was at 25 cents. And now it's at like 0.007 cents or something. Lost a lot of money on those quarters. Joe writes, they aren't a team, they're a time bomb.
He's talking about Swerve in Our Glory.
Is that what they're called?
They're a time bomb.
We're time bomb.
They're going to turn on each other. I think they're going to have a long time.
I like that. Brett writes, I thought the segment was really fun. It was the most WWE segment I can remember AEW doing, except it didn't make me cringe because it was AEW and I'm a brand man loyalist. A brand mark loyalist, excuse me. Yeah. It made me cringe a little bit.
I would call myself a brand man as well.
I'm a brand man. What is the cereal brand?
Brand. Yeah, Raisin Bran.
Oh my God.
Be careful.
Oh my God. It's so bad. Brett says Dark Order got to break up. When they come out a few weeks ago on Dynamite for the first time in a year, it should have been the end. Yep, it should have been. But we'll talk more about it because there's more stuff with Dark Order later we have to talk about. Next up, we get Christian and Luchasaurus. Yeah. Christian and Luchasaurus versus the Varsity Blondes. And Taz refers to Luchasaurus as a man-like dinosaur. I thought that was very funny. But this is when Brian Pillman Jr., he's all hyped up. He's the most awkward person in the world because he runs around the ring and he's like so pumped and jazzed and he runs up to the guardrail. There's a fan like literally standing against the guardrail with his beer in his hand, just right up against it. And he just jumps up, like not even seeing him, even though he's taller than him. He jumps in the guardrail and puts his tits in the guy's face. And the guy falls back. And he's just like, whoa. It was funny. It was very funny. But we get this match. And Lucha just wants to fight Griff, and then he choke slams both of them just alone. So they're building Luchasaurus up into be this mega heel monster.
They were
able to crush people, and then all of a sudden, Jungle Boy's music hits. And Jungle Boy comes out with a chair and a leather jacket.
And some stubble.
And I was already thinking, like, a little too soon for me.
Little too soon for me,
a little too soon. I would have liked another month. But, like, maybe he's healed, and we need stars on the show because they're dropping like flies. We have to get them back on board. I get it.
People are coming back.
Man, for them to play us like this, they give us something really cool and something cool to hope for, which is Christian top heel heater, Luchasaurus, awesome. And then you're going to have these great matchups when Jungle Boy gets back against Luchasaurus and then Christian. Awesome. What they do is they just piss on it. They're just like, whatever. Scratch that whole idea. And they kind of, so Luchasaurus, they have a stare down and then just steps to the side while Jungle Boy chases Christian away with a chair. That was dumb.
Man,
that was a bad move.
Fuck yeah. I was so excited because when he stepped aside, I was like, here it comes. Like Jungle Boy's going to take like 3 or 4 steps forward, and then Luchasaurus is going to kick him in the back of the head. Yeah. And they're going to double team him. But instead they did this bullshit. It sucked. It was terrible.
It made no sense, especially he was trying to kill Griff Garrison because he looks like Jungle Boy.
Right. And now suddenly he sees the real Jungle Boy. Yeah.
What a waste.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Absolute.
Christian,
you're right.
With Christian being involved, I hold out hope that like this is a whole big setup. Like this is the thing that they're gonna do, because Christian's working everybody. He worked everybody, maybe, but like I don't know. We'll see. This is too easy. It's too easy. It's just too easy. You still have, 5 weeks, like 5 or 6 Dynamites until All Out. Like you've got some time. Like you can do some things like this because Christian and Jungle Boy are obviously gonna fight it all out, and I don't know. We'll see.
It's just very disappointing. I just got so disheartened. Maybe there's something good to be good because I trust Christian,
but I really hate
I don't
it
like
moment.
that. Yeah,
I agree with you.
Joe writes, do different cake types have different abilities like the mist? Does buttercream make you constipated while devil's cake gives you the runs? That's very interesting,
I don't know, Joe.
But why don't we have to start
speaking from experience here? I don't know.
I personally am speaking. Put it this way: they both give me the runs, and they both make me constipated. We got Brett saying, "I somehow convinced myself Brian Pillman Jr. was going to win this match." What?
Forever, the eternal optimist.
One eternity later.
You're still waiting 1 eternity later for Brian Pillman to win that match.
I should have known better. He should fully embrace just redoing his dad's career and go full loose cannon.
Can't do it. He can't do it. He's a nerd. He can't do it.
I think he can play someone that's unhinged because I remember that one promo he did where he's talking regular and then all of a sudden he started screaming. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm here to fight. I buy seatplots. And just like cry. Like it was nuts. And honestly, he could play crazy pretty good. Because he is crazy. I think he's nuts.
I mean, there's some childhood trauma that he could use to
use it. But I actually also don't think he's very smart. That's him when he like sneezes. Brett says, I want him to rock so bad. We all want him to rock.
Sure, of course. We have a friend who texts me every other week being like, they're doing Brian Pillman dirty. No, they're not.
Then Brett writes, I want him to rock so bad, but he's like, but he doesn't rock at all. It's true. Joe writes, Jungle Boy's hardcore. Cue the 90210 music. I wish I had it queued, but we'd be pulled down from YouTube. Mose writes, Lucha as heel was so exciting. Way too soon. Broken promise.
Yeah, really.
Oh my God, that's heartbreaking, Mose. That's heartbreaking the way you said that. Broken promise. That's for you. Brett says now it's going to be Jungle Express versus Christian and a mystery partner. Maybe MJF.
No. 2
heels, old generation and the new. They lose the blow off, however far in the future, and MJF turns like Christian. Honestly, I appreciate what you're saying, but if they ever wasted MJF coming back like that, I would be like, Tony needs to be 5150'd. He needs to go to a mental institution immediately. He's not safe. It's not safe. He's not He's doing harm to himself and others.
CM Punk is going to fight Jon Moxley in the main event of All Out. CM Punk is going to win, and then MJF is going to come out to close the pay-per-view. It's literally the only thing you can do outside of him beating the shit out of Tony Khan, which I would also enjoy as well.
I'm starting to think that it's not a work anymore. Because one of what they've done, they've successfully killed any heat that had going. Like, he'll still have heat when he comes in, and he's still going to be popular. Nuclear. But it's just not. But not anymore. Not as nuclear. Not as nuclear.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Brett writes, "I'm just trying to make it all feel better because this did suck." Yeah, it did. It really did suck. Joe writes, "Don't bring MJF into this Dino crap." Yeah, you're right, Joe. Good job, Joe. Then Busman says, "Yeah, I want him to rock too. Rock, 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 Rockaway Beach." You silly. Dolph Ziggler. That was Dolph Ziggler's thing. Do you remember he came out to that?
Oh yeah, that's right.
For like a hot minute. Okay, we got to keep going.
Prime Time also have a record scratch.
No, they had the guy. Wait, ladies and gentlemen, it's prime time. Brooklyn, Brooklyn.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the song. I loved that theme. That song.
Sure, of course.
And I loved. God, terrible. That's done.
It's hard to think about it.
Gun Club, though.
Yeah.
Gun Club. Speaking of rap, Gun Club has cut out they've cut out the Acclaimed, and now Austin wants to face Max Caster one-on-one in a rap battle, and it's going to happen this Rampage, and I'm excited for it because he spits.
For it. He does spit. He's a spitter. He's a spitter.
Succotash.
Yeah.
Spit everywhere.
Hey, Billy. Hey, Billy Gunn. Keep your hands off Flexi Nair, huh?
Did he touch her?
Why are you being a weirdo? He kept like flicking her hair, and then he got in her face and stuff. Didn't like it. Keep your hands to yourself.
Ease up. That's a little too JR for me.
Yeah, that's a little too Attitude Era, Mr. Ass.
Yeah, that's very Attitude Era, Mr. Ass.
Yeah. You're now the Ass Daddy. You're no longer Mr. Ass. The Ass Daddy respects women's space.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. Good point, Roy. I'm glad that you found that, and now we could call him out about it.
Daddy
but we're at the match of the night right here.
Yeah.
We're here at the match of the night. Cole Harder versus Ricky Starks. Cole Harder climbed the mountaintop. This kid has come from the bottom of a lake, and he's made it to AEW ring. It's amazing. It's amazing what you could do with a little help from your friends, you know? Why are they wasting any fucking
put him on dark?
Why isn't he on dark?
I know.
Why would they put him on here? The kid, no offense, he looks and acts like a loser. It's just, I just don't.
To borrow a term from Jim Ross and Steve Austin, it's an old wrestling term. The kid is green as goose shit.
Green as goose shit, and it
he's
showed.
He's just really green. Yeah, he's just clunky. He's not fluid. That 450 that he missed, like, was he supposed to land on his feet? Was he supposed to hit his face on the mat? Probably neither. It wasn't clean. It wasn't good. I mean, Ricky did his
timing
thing.
Sucked. He's he's doing stupid moves that just didn't make stupid things that didn't make sense. And JR had no problem calling him out on it, which actually I did enjoy that from JR. But this match went 10 minutes too long. It was about 12 minutes.
No,
and it should have been.
It wasn't that long.
It went through a commercial break.
Well, you know what I've realized?
From entrance, he got his own fucking entrance.
That I didn't
he
like.
Got
either.
his
well,
own entrance. Why is it that a commercial break? His entrance.
Yeah.
Have him just come out to nothing. Why is he getting an entrance? And why is he getting any more than 2 minutes on TV?
I agree with you. I completely agree with you. However,
2 segments, Roy.
I have found, based on the reading that I've done, which isn't a lot, but I have found that AEW's core watching audience, their core audience, an audience watches. They're not a watching audience. An audience watches. AEW's core audience watches AEW for wrestling. So Tony Khan probably is like, well, this match doesn't really matter. I can put this on through a commercial break, and because they're wrestling, I have a better chance of keeping my audience than if I just go to a straight commercial break or if I do it during an entrance or Sammy Guevara's cue cards. It's like, at least it's a match, and I don't need the audience to see most of this match because we know who's going to win it, and it doesn't matter. I get that, but it is really frustrating as like an avid wrestling fan and watcher of AEW that I'm seeing 8 minutes of Cole Hosser or Harder or whatever the fuck his name is, and I'm not seeing 8 minutes of a long list of guys over him.
Literally so many.
Yeah.
So many guys that they could have put into that spot, and he got it for no reason. We got John Busman. I'll remember you said that about MJF, Red. I didn't say he's not going to be hot when he gets back. He's still going to be very popular, and people are excited to see him, want to hear what he has to say, but the momentum from that angle is down. That angle is no longer. Yeah, you can get it back, but that's you have to get it back rather than build on top of it. So now you have to get it back to where it was rather than make it even hotter. And so like it just sets you back. It's a setback. They're setting themselves back. And I'm not trying to say, come on now. Joe writes, it's a work, Red, but agreed they are letting it simmer too much, in my opinion. I'm glad we're on the same page, Joe.
I like turtles.
John writes, yo, this crowd was great tonight. Yeah, the crowd was great. The crowd was really great.
Crowd was on fire. It was a really wonderful crowd for sure, no doubt.
Joe writes, Crime Time was the greatest gimmick that in hindsight we should have hated. So stereotypical and racist at its core, but so well played by two charismatic guys. Well put, Joe.
That is true.
Well put. And it's so cringy to watch. But they were great. I guess that crap battle challenge and just thought of Miz versus Cena and just internally cringed so hard.
The
so
Miz
hard.
And Cena had a battle rap?
I believe it. That probably lead up to their WrestleMania match, yeah.
You don't remember like the good ones, like Kurt Angle versus John Cena? That one's pretty good.
Oh, I remember Spanky versus John Cena.
Spanky versus John Cena? Yeah.
Brooklyn Bleak says Starks just walked away laughing at him after the promo between them because he was so awkward. It was so awkward and it felt so natural. And yeah, he was laughing. But why give him this much time?
Try it.
Let's see what. But they all hated it. And then we get a spear for the win. Then afterwards, Ricky has more in the tank. He says, got more in the tank, and he wants another challenger. Now comes Danhausen. Danhausen was I didn't mind this. Like fun little.
It's good. It's good. I thought it was going to be Hook, but Danhausen, right call.
But actually, these are worlds colliding, Roy. Danhausen and Hook have been a thing. And we've never seen Danhausen, Hook, and Team Taz. Hook is going to be at the ringside that night.
I don't know if they're still together. I don't know.
I don't think they're still together either. But like, wasn't Team Taz? Haven't seen him with Team Taz. Was with Danhausen. Haven't seen him with Danhausen. Danhausen's now facing Team Taz. Hook is going to be there.
I think it's also an interesting concept that Danhausen wins and then sells the title for all the money, and then it disappears forever. He sells it to Sabu.
And then he has a rich person's gimmick?
Sure. And
then he's like, he has the $1 million man gimmick, and he's Danhausen.
Yeah, he trades the $1 million title for the FTW title.
Joe just came. He's like, yes! Yes! He's like, lost it. Oh, I need Jesus Christ. The shake, the protein shake.
Yeah.
Brett says Danhausen bolstered his win-loss record last night with a win over Jake something last night on Dark.
He beat Jake something, huh?
Oh, Jake something. Oh yeah, Jake something. Less than something. The less than Jake's. I don't know. I think he is really going to win next week. He's proving he isn't just a comedy act. He is just.
Was it a good match? Was it a good match? Somebody tell me.
I honestly, I don't think I've never seen a good Danhausen match. I think they're fun. They're like kind of fun in the same way that Eugene was fun. But like
Nick Dinsmore was a good wrestler.
He's an amazing wrestler. You're right.
But as Eugene, it's hard to be an amazing wrestler.
Troy Fusilier is in the crowd. Troy's welcome here to the show. And they write, who is Danhausen? Lol. Funny you asked that. We have a video.
You've come to the right place.
We have a video that's kind of the #1 Danhausen video.
It's true.
Tony Khan's seen it himself. And now he's a part of our chat. Tony, shout out, Tony.
Tony.
But check it out. Check it out, Troy. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for hanging, Troy. What brought you?
What's that?
No, don't worry about it.
John Busman writes, we all saw 8 minutes of Ricky Starks. Yeah, we saw 8 minutes of Ricky Starks, but we saw like 3 or 4 of him getting beaten up by a loser. Like a straight up loser. Some jock loser. Some NPC loser.
Yeah. Yeah,
literally a non-playable character. Someone in the video game that is walking into the wall accidentally.
Did you play? Whatever, doesn't matter. We don't have to go that deep. Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who literally couldn't cut it on NXT 2.0, and now he's wrestling Ricky Stark.
I don't get it. John writes, Ricky's impression of Danhausen, give it up for my man. Oh, that was actually awesome.
Funny. So funny.
And he wants a title. It was very good. It was very good. John Buseman writes, Danhausen is wrestling God. We are humble servants in his presence. I know, Joe. You let me know. You let me know. Honestly, if you have another kid, name him Danhausen.
Name him Dan. We'll call him Danny. Danny.
I'm going to call Colin Danhausen. You should dress Colin up as Danhausen, dye his blonde hair black. Just saying.
Now we're cooking.
Troy writes, Danhausen is very evil, very good. You must have watched the video just now.
Must have just watched the video.
You know everything, Troy. You're good. Thanks, dog.
Good.
Joe writes, I did hard. Yikes. In reference to him coming.
Oh.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Brooklyn Bleak says, Danhausen was pulling off a lot of suplexes yesterday in that dark match. I'm sure he could do suplexes.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see it.
Let's see it.
Him versus Ricky. I'm probably not going to go back and watch him versus Jake.
Troy writes NPC. And yeah, we are talking about that guy. Is that the right word? Non-playable character? Am I using an acronym that's not right?
I think that. Let's go with it. Let's go with it.
I just want to make sure I'm not saying something that's I don't know, a underserved group. I hope not.
That's fair. That's fair.
It sounds similar to some other things, so I'm just worried. I'll say non-playable character. I'm no longer abbreviating things. That's dangerous. Dangerous. Tony Khan loves to abbreviate. Next up, Roy. Next up, Tony Schiavone with Chris Statlander, Athena, and Willow. Was there an awkward, weird thing that Chris said?
There are a few weird things that happened in this, and I don't know the story behind any of it, but it was originally supposed to be a 6-person tag. And then the third baddie, the jobber one, is just mysteriously gone.
Deuces.
Yeah, so I feel like Stat was already kind of feeling playful and weird, and it could have been that, which is one. And two, I think, Athena, I was going to say Ember Moon. Athena said that thing where, she's like, the AEW Women's title is going to look good around your waist, and the TNT title is going to look good around or the TBS title is going to look good around my waist. And Stat was like, interesting. And I don't know if that was in storyline or not, but like clearly they're both going after Jade. So I don't know why all of a sudden Athena's like, yeah, I'm going after that title and you're doing something else. So maybe that's it too.
I'm just saying Chris shouldn't talk. I
think she's a good talker.
I think she's I haven't seen a good one yet.
Hey, she's no
Yep. You're trying to think of someone that's as bad as her. And you're like, God.
Right, let's all take it easy. I think
she's no Finn Balor, but
Finn Balor, is he a bad talker?
He's literally bland toast, like milk toast.
I think come on, give me a break.
When he talks, he's great otherwise.
Yeah, I think Willow Nightingale's great.
She's think Willow Nightingale
fun. She's a spaz, but in a really like fun, endearing way.
Yeah. Where we got to that.
We've officially, by the way, I just want to point out, we've officially entered the women's portion of the show tonight.
No, it was broken up.
Oh, yeah?
It was broken up because then Tony brings out FTR.
Oh, yeah, which, like, whoa, look out.
Yeah, and actually it wasn't bad. Cash says the Briscoes match was great, and they're going to have a great one this time. And Cash did pretty okay.
Cash did well.
A fair job.
He warmed the audience up for the home run that we know Dax is going to hit, and he crushes it.
And Dax started talking about a little girl with a hole in her heart. And I was just like, where are you going with this, Dax? I was like, Dax, I think you made the wrong choice. But then he brought it back. It's his daughter. And he wants to make his daughter proud because it's his legacy. It's going to be her legacy and all these things. And then at the end, he's just like, I'm going to fight like an 8-year-old girl.
Yeah. And then he kind of laughs a little bit. It was tongue-in-cheek.
It ruined it.
No,
it ruined a little bit.
No.
It ruined a little bit. But it was still good. It was still good. It was still great. They did a great job.
Hey, you know what they did? You know what they did? You know what might have been my favorite thing about this segment?
Didn't
take the mic out of Tony's hands.
Didn't take the mic out of Tony's hands. Very good. Excellent call out, Roy. Excellent call out.
Wicked sick.
That's what we're gonna put when they don't hold onto the mic.
Yeah.
Is where they're gonna get that.
Yeah.
They deserve it. Then we get another breaking up of the women's stuff, Roy. So they are hearing our advice that they shouldn't just cram it into one space. Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh are doing the Shark Boy thing. And they don't care about Christopher Daniels. They're going to fight Joe. I have a question. Is Joe injured?
I don't know. I honestly
Why haven't they had Joe with all these injuries everywhere? Why hasn't Joe been on TV every week?
I feel like it's one of two things. One, yeah, he might be hurt. And two, they're like, hey, don't get hurt. So stay at home. You're going to be a Ring of Honor guy. We're going to build our brand around you.
But like, man, they need people on the show.
Yeah, I agree.
But either way. Yeah,
they're
putting fucking Cole Harder on the show. They need Joe there.
That's just bad booking. That's just bad booking.
It's bad everything. That's the worst decision Tony Khan ever.
It should have.
He hasn't made that bad a decision since Ryan Nemeth. It's literally the same.
I'm sorry. There was like a 9 or a 10-minute match. All of Jade Cargill's matches that were like 10 or 12 minutes that should have been 3. Just like this, there's no different. Like AQA shouldn't have fought Jade Cargill in a 10-minute match 3 months ago.
You're right.
It was another NXT 2.0 reject as well.
Very dumb. Very dumb. But let's talk about that match. It's Baddies versus Athena and Willow. Jermaine Dupri's there, former husband of Janet Jackson.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Wow. Way to go, Jermaine.
Go for it, dog. Jade cuts a quick bitch promo, or that bitch promo.
Yep. She says she's got family here. She lives here.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah, it was good.
But I can't help but get the feeling that Jade just is very angry.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Maybe that's like the mindset she has to go into. She's looked a little off tonight. She looked a little rusty, like she hadn't wrestled in a few weeks, which she hasn't. And she hasn't been in a tag match maybe ever in her career other than her match with Shaq. So, she was a little fish out of water here a little bit, but I thought her power moves looked great. I thought Athena and her looked good together.
Yeah, no, Athena and Jade, really cool. That's going to be great. Willow, I think she needs a little more time in the oven. Sure. I think she's got the charisma, and she's got the personality. I'm a big fan, and I think she's very athletic. I do think she needs to work on her timing because her timing is off.
I also think it's easier said than done to just put women or men, for that example, but they never do it to men. They seem to only do it to women. To put them in tag matches when they don't have a ton of experience in tag matches, and now they're just on TV, and it's a whole different kind of timing that they need to figure out on live television while people are telling them, you've got 3 minutes, you got to do this, look over here, do that. That's what there's like. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask of a lot of people.
I hope Willow's been having some dark matches.
She's been in Japan.
Oh, well, she's been getting
or she's going to Japan. Either she's been in Japan or she's going to Japan. And she's wrestling Allison Kay, who is a good wrestler, on the Ring of Honor show. So that should be fun.
Okay, let's talk. Let's go, dog. Joe writes, Halloween costumes this year going to be lit. They should all be Danhausen. Having 3 Danhausens, that's pretty fun.
Be Danhausen. That's so fun.
Troy writes, Danhausen equals Joker. Somebody saw the video because I referenced that, because him as a heel would be a really interesting Joker. Brooklyn Bleak says, nah, you're right. NPC it is. Thank you so much, Brooklyn Bleak. Joe writes, yes, Danhausen is a comedy wrestler, and he's especially good at it. Very hard to do. Mucho respecto.
Mucho respecto. I can't
really
wait.
Need that sound.
One day, I have a friend who I'm gonna call on, and he's gonna build us a soundboard.
Oh my god!
And it's gonna be mostly just Sting saying stupid things.
It's showtime.
Yeah. All of his weird mucho respectos and all
his
of
Joker
that.
laugh.
Yeah.
Troy writes, Tony Khan, the type of guy to say oopsie after he spilled his water. Nailed him, Troy.
Got him, Troy. Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, welcome, Troy. We like him, Troy. Oh geez, Brian Pillman sneezed. Brett says, Tony Khan, the type of guy to ask for you to kiss a bruise to make it feel better after he bumps his elbow. We're having some fun here.
Take it easy on Tony's in the chat.
Yeah, keep it going. Troy writes, let's not say so much in front of Tony. Tony's listening. Troy writes, Roman Reigns 2018. I learned his first words. Roman Reigns 2018. I learned his first words.
Tony Khan's first words were Roman Reigns 2018.
That'd be fun.
He was predicting the future.
Then Troy writes, Khan, the type of guy to say, don't mind as I do before he eats. Don't mind if I do. Fucking nailed him, Troy. Oh, there's a lot more of these. Brooklyn Bleak says, JR had complaints about Willow tonight, man. JR just wants to see AW fail for some reason. No, but like,
what was his complaint? Shut up, JR. I'm very defensive of Willow Nightingale.
No, but JR, I think he said something like, she's got all the pieces of the puzzle. And I think he said something about her timing or something like that. And he shouldn't be singing on TV because that doesn't make sense to wrestling. Like the performance, like,
what are you talking
timing?
about?
Like, you mean she's not hitting them hard enough?
Right.
JR? Buseman writes, he's been doing a TV show. Who's
Samoa Joe?
Oh, has he? Oh, good for Joe.
Weird. I wonder what show.
Then Brett writes, Tony Khan, Brett writes, Tony Khan, the type of guy to remind the teacher to assign homework. Damn right, Turbs. Yeah. He is such a teacher's pet. Broken Bleak says, I think Joe might be selling the arm injury they gave him. For that long? When there's real injuries keeping people out for real? I don't know.
Samoa Joe is playing Sweet Tooth in Twisted Metal TV series.
Oh, Twisted Metal. That's a video game.
Will Arnett will be voicing Sweet Tooth in Peacock's Twisted Metal television series, who is physically playing Sweet Tooth in the series. So I guess I don't know anything about this, but Samoa Joe is the body and Will Arnett is the voice.
Weird. But that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I think Joe looks great for TV, but he doesn't sound like how he looks.
Well, there you go. You got Will Arnett.
Troy writes, Tony Khan, the type of guy to wash his hands after he gets out of the shower. Red says, I see you're on the same Reddit thread of jokes as I am, Troy. Troy writes, lol.
These aren't originals?
Brett writes, Troy, the type of guy to go to Reddit for type of guy jokes. And then Troy writes, I just typed from memory. Brett says, I thought Willow ruled. Willow does.
Thank you. Yeah, I think Willow rules.
Joe writes, JR forgot the role of announcers is to get talent over, not bury them. You're damn right, Joe. Damn right, Joe. We have to keep moving on because we are dangerously running low on time.
Yeah, we're running.
Then we get Tony Schiavone with Thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And Rosa is going to fight someone. I have no idea who.
Hold on a second. We got to talk about that because AEW did a good job here where they showed footage of Thunder Rosa fighting her in Japan and her beating Thunder Rosa and therefore making her the #1 contender because she beat her. And now next week they're having that match, and that's a good job.
Okay. No, good job for that.
Yeah.
But then Britt comes and said they need less Thunder Rosa promos. And there's Britt and Jamie versus Thunderstorm on Rampage.
Rampage is a pretty interesting card.
Actually, it's looking good.
That match and Jay Lethal versus Christopher Daniels. I'm excited for both of those.
Those look good.
And the rap
battle.
Yeah, and then the tag match that I don't care about.
Troy writes Joe Mama. Yeah, Troy. Joe Mama. Like Joe.
Joe Mama. That's
Joe Mama. Brooklyn Bleak says exactly. I think we're all on the same page finally. Yeah, thank you guys.
I think we're good.
Because we're here at the end.
Yeah, we are.
We're here at Barbwire everywhere. Beep, beep,
I also, can I just point out real quick, if for those of you who are tuning in on YouTube, I made a very dumb joke and I regret it now. We've never talked about this. Do you watch The Office? Have you watched The Office?
I've watched up. I enjoyed it up until Pam and Chris. What's his name? Tom. Oh yeah. Pam and Jim were like a couple. Everything before that I liked.
So you remember Steve Carell having like a weird affair with his boss, Jan?
Yeah, Jan. Yeah.
Well, they read his diary at one point later on in the show, and they talk about when they got back from Sandals, Jamaica, and he says in the diary, like, just got back from Jamaica, tanned everywhere, Jan everywhere. So I named this show Barbwire Everywhere, Jan Everywhere, and it's a really dumb joke.
No, that's good. I just noticed that, and that's very funny. Oh, you did a great job, Roy.
Yeah,
that's a great thing.
Just throwing it out. And it really was Barbwire Everywhere.
These inside jokes are what make us special. Brett writes, this is the time of the show weekly that I say Thunder Rosa sucks and Tony should be champ.
Yeah. I think that might be coming.
Ding, ding, ding. What's the thing? Then Troy writes, Jim equals #1 Cesaro. I mean, Claudio. He loves Cesaro and Claudio.
Loves Claudio.
And I do too. But we're here at the Barbwire Everywhere match. Justin Roberts has a Barbwire mic.
Love it.
Which is cute.
It's like kitschy, it's hokey, but it's so wrestling.
And
it's so wrestling.
And in the time when everyone's getting injured, I'm not necessarily mad at this type of match because this isn't a high risk match. This is a high impact and obviously dangerous, but it's not like risk of injury match. It's a risk of, well, it is kind of, because I think a lot of that barbed wire, that barbed wire wasn't gimmicked.
I was going to point out that some of it was for sure.
For definitely
some of it was not.
Yeah. Things that were gimmicked. Sure. Things that weren't gimmicked. That table on the floor.
Yeah, the table on the floor. Gimmicked. The table that they did the Hurricane Rana spot on, also not gimmicked.
Not gimmicked. Well, let's talk
I think
about
all the
match.
barbed wire on the ropes was gimmicked.
Yeah, probably the ropes is gimmicked, and probably that chair wasn't, because they were giving baby shots.
Yeah, they were.
They were giving real baby shots.
Really heavy too, with all the barbed wire wrapped around the chair.
No, they pulled it back when dropping down. If honestly, if it's a gimmick chair, it'll like if it's a gimmicked barbed wire where there's no thorns, it's just metal springs around it. It's gonna bounce, so it's not gonna hurt them that much, as much. But we have Jericho versus Eddie. The Painmaker has come down with his kabuki mask. When he removes the kabuki mask, he's already sweated off most of his makeup.
I was going to say, why is it so faded?
It's because that damn mask was so hot. And then Eddie grabs that mic and immediately starts going after Jericho.
I love
and Jericho's blading on the ground. Do you see him? Blatantly blading.
So blatantly blading. But I did like, John pointed this out, that Eddie's the ultimate company man, because he says, "You're going to bleed, Jericho. Shark Week." It's just really funny.
Good job, Eddie. That's very funny, actually. But then we get barbed wire ring bell fighting on the outside. That throw into the ropes would look good. Mm-hmm. Both worked very hard. The chair hits were very weak, but that Frankensteiner up the top looked like it fucked up.
Well, they fucked
Eddie's
that up. I feel like he was supposed to land on his back, but instead he landed on his butt and it's sat on the barbed wire.
And that barbed wire, that's right near heavy arteries.
Yeah.
Like that inner thigh. Jesus Christ. And the shock and pain on their faces. That's not selling. That's just living. Then we get they're both bloody when we come back from commercial. That suplex off the apron that Eddie did for Jericho onto the
stuck his shirt.
Table.
That was real barbed wire.
That's probably real barbed wire. And by the way, we forgot to mention the Jericho Appreciation Society are up in
Shark Cage,
right? Shark Cage. And I immediately thought, like, why isn't Sammy and Ty in here? Oh, because they're going to make a run in. Obviously,
well, so I thought Sammy was hurt. I was always under the impression that Sammy was hurt.
Yeah, but
and then he showed up, so like whatever.
I just knew on the onset that he's special. He's not going to be in the Shark Cage. And so they're in the Shark Cage. Ty comes out, and who's holding the key to the Shark Cage and the button to the Shark Cage so no funny business could go on? Ruby Soho with a broken arm. Yeah. She'll stop anything.
She'll stop it.
And so then Ty comes out, beats on Ruby, and then Anna Jay comes and stops her. She's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm going to beat her up too." And so they both beat her up. And now Anna Jay's bad, which fine.
Sure.
Whatever. So Dark Order has no one that cares about them at all.
Also true.
And it's officially only white bald men.
And wait, Alex.
And masked.
John Silver.
Exactly. We can't remember his name.
Wait, no. Reynolds. Reynolds has long hair.
Silver's pal. Then Ty they lowered down the cage, Roy. I don't know if you noticed this, but Ty couldn't open the lock.
Can't open the lock.
And at one point,
she gives the key to Garcia.
She's like, "I'm on this side. I can't see how to do that." And she's just so they're just like, "Well, you know what? This cage is bullshit anyway." Slides right out.
Yeah.
They both a few of them slide out, and poor Jake Hager's just like, "I'm too thick," and he stays in there.
He stays in the cage. Is that true? I didn't see that.
I'm pretty sure because I didn't see him.
That's
Did anyone see him? Can anyone
hilarious.
tell me if we saw? It's so funny. He's stuck in the cage. I'm
supposed to do my spot.
I really hope someone gave her the wrong key. That's a very
maybe that's why Sammy came out.
No, that's not why Sammy came out. He's a part of the finish.
Maybe not. Maybe they're like, Jake's stuck in the cage. We got to get Sammy. And maybe that's why they fucked up the whole thing.
No,
Sammy was like, what are we doing?
Jake to stop this. We need Jake to give a super kick. So, like, who's going to give the super kick if Jake
is going to do something else. Maybe someone else is going to get a beat down. There's a trickle-down effect here. That could happen.
Oh, so Ty Conti came out and Sammy wasn't going to be there.
Yes, because Sammy's supposed to be hurt.
Her only affiliation with the Jericho Appreciation Society to date has been Sammy.
Yeah, right, of course, but she's part of the Jericho Appreciation Society, and she was on the program last week. She was on AEW last week.
I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, talking to Anna Jay.
Yeah,
just
right,
talking
exactly.
To Anna Jay, but not any interaction with the Jericho Appreciation Society.
That's true. That's true.
I'm angry. Can't open the lock. They slip out. They start beating up on Eddie. Then the Proud and the Powerful and Yuta and Claudio and Mox come out, and they're all like evening the odds as everyone knew they would. Exploder through the corner table, Exploder suplex, which was really good. Then the Code Breaker with the chair. So the Code Breaker on Kingston, but Kingston had a chair in his hand. I think it hit Jericho in the face.
It got him right in the face.
Yeah, it looked like it, and that's pretty rough. Then he lays the Barbwire chair on top of him, goes for a lion salt.
Yeah.
Eddie throws it up. Good job. Even though it missed a little bit. It
didn't look great, but it was safe.
But it was safe and it was good. Then we get the spin fist.
I love that
for a 2 count, which I hate.
It's legit.
Is it?
You hit somebody like in a real fight, right? Like, is someone, what's going to hurt more, a Boston Crab or hitting someone with all your might in the temple?
Probably a pile driver.
If you can get him down.
We're talking about real fights, Roy. If you're going to start talking about working and
if you're
doing the right, that's psychology, Roy. I appreciate what you're saying. And I agree with you entirely. But remember this moment. Remember this moment later on that you're like, well, think about a real fight. Those words are gonna curse you.
I'm just saying,
Roy.
I'm just thinking
those words are gonna curse you.
If you pile drive someone properly in a real fight, the way a wrestler would pile drive someone, they're technically protected because your butt and your thighs are going to be thick enough to protect their skull.
You want me to pile drive you, Roy?
Maybe I'd be okay.
No. The thing is, the way they land is on their butt. But if you do it like a way that's gonna hurt them, you're kind of just landing on the back of your legs, and they will get spiked.
All right.
People have gotten hurt from people doing pile drivers.
Of course.
Then we get wrap around the neck. We get Eddie grabs more Barbwire because when is it like? And
then Taz was like, I think that's razor wire. Nope, that's Barbwire. That's Barbwire.
Wraps around, does a stretch plum, and then we get Sammy super kicks Eddie. Then the juice effect with the Barbwire in the hand. Then the 3 count. That's the end of the match. And then there's this awkward, poorly timed fight where like they just bumped into each other and they're all like wobbly all over the place. I really want to rewatch that because I want to see who fucked up. It was one person that caused the domino effect. I bet it was Sammy.
Yeah.
And then
anytime Barbwire is involved and Eddie's involved, something stupid happens. Poor Eddie, and it's never his fault.
Yeah.
The explosions didn't go off, and Eddie just laid there. This stupid thing happened, and he's screaming like, "Get back in!"
Yeah. He was so angry. He was so angry that he throws Jericho onto that thing, which actually that looked
terrible.
That looked terrifying. It looked like it got stuck his neck. I don't know.
It's all weird. It was a really rushed.
What was the point of this match?
Poor finish. And you know the problem is too. Jericho's like, that's it. We're never gonna wrestle again. This is your last match that you two had with that finish. There's no finished business here.
Honestly, that Shark Tank, that whole thing, it was a good match up until Ty Conti came.
Of course.
It was a good match
because it was overbooked. I'll agree.
Everything.
This was overbooked.
We got some comments here. Brooklyn Bleak says AEW should have showed a bit of the FTR Ring of Honor promo and the matchup video for the pay-per-view this Saturday. Yeah, that would have been good hype.
They can't put the Briscoes on television.
They should have did that instead of Cole Sprout or whatever his name is. Joe writes, The Office was great until Michael left. Should have let it die then. Yeah, well, it should have died before that.
I've gone back and I've been watching these super episodes that they've released on Peacock, and that's why I've been watching the show. And they're fucking no. They've have you seen this? They've re-released the first 5 seasons of the show, but like unedited with other stuff added back into the shows.
Is it good?
It's excellent. It's wonderful. It's really good.
I'll check
and
it
Michael, Steve Carell's incredible. Well, this is the wrong show for this, but he's great.
He's great. Troy writes, Cesaro and Claudio are twins. And Ezekiel looks like he can play the guitar. Yeah. By the way, Troy, you should check out, if you haven't checked out the Weekly Wrestle, we do get into Ezekiel
storylines. One of us really loves Ezekiel, and I'm not going to tell you which one, but I think
you're gonna have to guess. Brooklyn Bleak says the Thunder Rosa versus Miyu Yamashita rematch should be good at least. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be good. Brett writes, Jericho is great at selling these hardcore matches. Every time he got tangled up, he would go, ah.
Yeah, he is. He's really good.
Honestly, because it hurts. It hurts bad.
Yeah, I bet that shit stings.
Brett says, I wish Eddie would win one of those matches. This is supposed to be the last one, but I feel like he's got to get a win over Jericho and Jericho only. No Claudio to bail him out. Lol. Yeah, like this felt bad. It just felt bad.
It wasn't. It wasn't good.
Brooklyn Bleak says, at least nothing stupid like that GCW light tube stabbing spot with the guy projectile bleeding from his arm. So much hate. Or shake my head. You're right, Brooklyn Bleak.
Yeah, that's
bad.
True.
John wrote, Hager was out there. Fuck. That would have been so funny if he wasn't. And John writes, Moxley was beating him up. So someone figured out that lock. I get anxious when this is abuse still. I get anxious whenever there's keys involved in wrestling because they never work. It's true because like you're shaky, you got sweaty hands, the pressure's on. Like I have a difficult time getting into my door in the morning. Right. Like sometimes I'm just like I'm hitting the keyhole just around. I'm just like, why can't I make it?
Well, that's like when did you listen to the most recent Foley podcast where he talks about lighting fireballs and lighting things on fire in the middle of matches and how it just never works because you're shaky and you're nervous, you're sweating. Like
Hell in the Cell 2000, he almost dropped the lighter through the cell.
Right.
And that would have been weird. Then we get John says, respect the Urukan. Respect the Urukan. Urukan. Is that from Lord of the Rings? Then John writes, he said you have a nice butt. Take the compliment. He said you have a nice butt. Take the compliment. Are these office jokes?
I don't think so.
I think this might be office jokes. Joe writes, ask Stone Cold if pile drivers are always safe. Oh, come on now.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
No, that does count. That is the
it's a different type of pile driver.
But it's the same length from your head.
But if you're going to pile drive me in a fight, that's the pile driver you're going to give me.
I'm going to give you a Stumple pile driver. That's the one I'm going to give. I'm giving Foley's pile driver. We have to get.
We got to get out of here.
Hey, you know what? We had so much fun today. Thank you all so much for joining.
Sorry we started late.
John writes, it's the back fist. Oh, the Urukan is the back fist.
Oh, the Urukan.
Urukan.
Back fist.
And then wrote, he said you have a nice butt. Take the compliment. You don't have to explain that one though, John. I'm guessing it's the office. But thank you all so much for joining us. We really appreciated you all listening. And check out the podcast. This is going to be on podcast. So you can tell your friends like, wow, we really like this Loser Leagues Wrestling show. How can I watch? Well, you can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, that's true. And if you're part of the Patreon, we got some special stuff coming your way. We've been down. COVID has gotten us down. I had it forever, then got clean. Then I got it forever, and I'm working on it. It's been a struggle.
Real quick though, John B said he said you have a nice butt. Take the compliment. He was saying it in referencing to me pile driving you. You're like, I don't think I'd get hurt.
Oh yeah.
He's saying you have a nice butt. Take the compliment. And then he wrote it was referencing your pile driver conversation. Peach. Ben Brett says Twitch ? No.
No, yeah, it's a late, but we're sweaty. We're also working on a Twitch schedule too.
We're trying to figure out Twitch. We're figuring out, but thank you so much for even inquiring, Kirby. We love you. And then writes LL Thank you all so much. We have to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, we're keeping Tam up.
No, we're stopping him from enjoying the day.
Yeah, we're stopping him from enjoying his day.
He's got ice cream to eat. Let's go. 5, 10. No, you count. 10.
All
10.
Right,
You
4, 9, 8.
Mike Squirrel got hit in the ass by a mad scientist.
5.
Mike Squirrel got hit in the ass by a mad
3.
scientist.
Ole.